welcome to another episode of Conversations with Chosen Pen, where we amplify the voices of author, speakers, and entrepreneurs. We are closing out this final month of the first quarter with our Women to Watch series. Lights, camera, action is our theme. The women featured this month are playwrights, they are agents, producers, directors. They are award winners, and I'm excited to introduce you to each and every one. Join us each Tuesday, 6 p.m. Central. Today's show is underway. Hey, great Tuesday, everybody. It is Dr. Anissa Short once again with another episode of Conversations with Chosen Pen. As you already heard in our introduction, I am continuing my theme of women to watch. We're closing out this quarter with lights, camera, action. And listen, I'm excited because I know each and every one of these women that I've got coming this month on a personal note. I either met them years ago or I met them a few months ago. But either way, these are not just random out of the blue people. These are really women who are authors, entrepreneurs, playwrights, award winners. They host festivals. They support others in the literary arts and in the literary and arts community. And today, I have another friend, Miss Danielle Smith herself. Danielle, thank you so much for saying yes to this invitation and being my guest today.
For sure. Thank you so much for the invite.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell everyone, who is Danielle Smith?
Well, I am an author. Um, I'm an author, I'm a filmmaker, I'm an advocate, a mom to an amazing 23-year-old who just joined the Navy. So I'm excited about that. Well, semi excited, but I'm excited, okay?
I can understand.
Yeah, my baby's away from me and it's the first time. So bittersweet kind of thing, you know. Let's see what else. I said I'm an advocate. I just love to help. I love to help people that are publishing. I love to help people get their written work out. I'm a business strategist as well. You can tell me your idea and I won't take it. Trust me, because God has given me more than enough to do.
Yeah, I can believe that. Did you say your daughter was 23?
23,
Oh my
yes.
God. It doesn't seem like she was still in high school or maybe junior high when we
I
met.
think so. I
Oh
know she
wow.
definitely, I think high school. I think she was in
Okay.
high school.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's true. So Danielle and I met you guys through the literary community. And for the life of me, I kept going back trying to remember which was the situation. I know Dr. Norma McLaughlin was the key to it all of us coming together. And you all were in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and I couldn't remember what the event was. I think it was a literary event of some sort. And then I realized that Danielle had written a book. Her book was based on her life story. Tell them that story a little bit, Danielle, because I think that was the open door to everything else. Is that fair to say?
It is definitely for sure. I wrote my story. I'm a survivor of child abuse, and well, I'm a survivor of some other things as well. But what opened the door for the book was me surviving child abuse, and I just wanted to help people that were like me, adults that had gone through child abuse, and so many people tell us to get over it, basically because it happened to us as a child. Well, our childhood, is the base to our life,
Right,
so
right.
whatever happens in it, we're either going to build or crumble because of it, to be honest. And so a lot of times, I am a survivor of domestic violence as well. The things that I hear are to get over it. It happened and it's just like, go on with your life. But I think specifically, those that have dealt with child abuse and can name it, because many of us have been through child abuse, unfortunately, and don't even know it. Okay.
Right.
But those that can name it and label, I use label loosely, okay, but can label themselves as that and say that they're a survivor of it. I just believe that we go through different things mentally, and I thank God that I'm not the typical statistic. My mother was on drugs. My mother was a former alcoholic and everything, and that was not my path. I was petrified to do drugs and alcohol and everything because statistics say I would be like her, and
Right.
so I was petrified. Like, oh my goodness, I don't want to be like that. And not that my mom is a bad person or she was actually a functioning addict. So she went to work every single day and had amazing jobs at that. She worked for judges and dignitaries and everything. But she was a functioning addict. But anyways, I wrote my story, uh, and I just wanted to help those that were like me. And I was just like, okay, I had this amazing coach who was Joylyn M. Ross, whom that's how Dr. Norma and I met. Um, she was just like, okay, you want to get your story out here? Okay, great. And I was like, yep, and that's it. She was like, yeah, whatever, and laughed at me.
It's so like
Like,
Joyland, right?
right. And I was just like, well, she's kind of disrespectful. But getting to know her now, she was not. She just saw more in me. And I actually would not have another coach, because I'm what people call kind of disrespectful too, meaning I'm just forthright with my words, and I'm very blunt, and it's just what it is, you know what I mean? And I'm a very loving person. So those that know me know I'm a very loving person. And it's just what I see is what I see, and what God shows me is what God shows me. And I don't bite it. I don't, hold it back or anything. And so, once I started working with her, I started seeing more. So my book published is called Yesterday's Tomorrow. That published in December 2016. And I just started taking speaking engagements and all these things. And then all of a sudden I was like, everybody doesn't read. Maybe I need to turn this into something else. So in 2018, I decided to then turn it into a docudrama, which you can see the poster behind me. The very first poster I
Right.
had, my film is called Don't Be Quiet, which is also the name of my movement. And so I wanted to take it further. When I told my mentor, she was just like, yep, I know.
I know,
And
right?
really, honestly, what it is just getting the same story out multiple different ways. Because
I
yes,
love that.
everyone does not read. Everyone does not read, paperback. Which I'm an old school girl. I love a paperback in my hand and turn the corners. It just means something.
I know.
But everyone doesn't then, um, read the ebooks and so forth. So the other way to get the same message out was to be able to get the docudrama out. So
So I
that
want
was
you to
great.
pause here for just a moment because I want to speak to what you just referenced. A beautiful example of the importance of having mentorship. Because that's what Joylene basically became for you and to you. And I'm pretty sure the relationship still stands, much like Dr. Norma McLaughlin. It is so funny to have people in your space that push you, as one of my girlfriends says, push your buttons and flip your switches when you didn't really realize they need to be pushed or flipped, right? And they
Mhm.
see more for you than you may have seen for yourself or even desired because it may not have been a thought. But because you were open to the possibility, so much has evolved. Not, and we're going to get to the additional, and because it just kept growing. I remember
Okay.
meeting you in your docu-series. You received an award. Were you not recognized for your docu-series? Speak to that because
Yes.
so let's start over. You wrote the book to tell your story, and
Mhm.
that's all you had planned to do. That led to
Mhm.
speaking engagements. Joanne pushed you to think outside of just the book, which you weren't really open to initially, but you yielded to the possibility. That led to speaking engagements. That led to not just being a paperback book, but a docu series. And then you were awarded. The docu series received recognition. Am I telling this right, Danielle?
So I do want to correct one slight thing. I want to
Okay.
make sure it's clear. It's not a docu series. It's a docudrama.
Okay. My bad. That's what I
No,
meant to
that's
say.
okay.
My bad.
That's okay. I just want to make sure it's clear. So it is a docudrama. I am narrating the film, which was very hard. And I love talking people through that because getting your story out is so important. And I definitely suggest it for everybody. And then on the flip side, I don't suggest it for everybody. And that's because everybody can't handle it, and that is okay.
Right.
I tell people, like, please just be at the doctor's office and open to speaking to the person that is next to you, because I don't go to your doctor's office.
Right.
So you helping them there at that time, at that moment, is perfect. So you don't have to be on the stage, quote unquote, to be able to get your written workout. So just kind of want to throw that little nugget in.
No,
But
absolutely.
yes,
I agree with you totally. Your
yeah,
voice has value. That's my mantra. That's my statement with regards to working with published authors myself and even moving into a speaking platform. Never underestimate the power of your voice. And it may not be a book and a speaking on stages and a docudrama. It may be just
correct.
simply you being open to sharing your story one person at a time.
Yep, because all the speakers out here, there are thousands of speakers out here everywhere, all over the world, but we can't be everywhere.
Right.
So, yes, we do need, like I say, the regular schmegler, because that's who I believe I am as well, just on steroids, okay? But yes, I received awards for my book. And that honestly, getting my last award that I got was from the Ohio Library, and that is one of the most important awards that I have. To be honest, I mean, I love every award that I've ever received, but honestly, that one for anyone that is in the industry, the reason why it's the most important, well, I'll say, actually, I'll speak to those that are not in the industry, because to get you to kind of understand why it's the most important, those in the industry will understand maybe a little bit more. But because the library don't hand out not one near award, okay? Listen, baby, you gotta learn it. I mean, meaning you have to learn the craft to earn it, okay? The library gives out nothing but library cards, okay?
They let you check out books.
That is all that they give out. And so it's near and dear to me because I did the work for me to be recognized and say that this work, there's no errors in there. The pixels on my cover, because we judge a book by its cover, they literally do. The pixels on my cover are amazing, and so forth and so on, for me to get this award. That then got me to realize, you know what? The awards are not about the recognition of, oh, I got an award. Okay. No. Well, excuse me. Let me speak for Danielle D. Smith. Okay. Let me tell you why I like awards. Okay. I understand that awards are a stepping stone. Once you put award winning on anything, or you receive the award, you get the recognition. Great.
Right.
Okay. Listen, I love it because I take the applause. I do. All right. But what it is that more people were able to hear the story.
Yeah.
More people read the story. More people had a consideration of the story. And
Yes.
at the end of the day, they know somebody that's been through what I've been
Yes.
through. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
So for me, that's what it is. And so when I started realizing that, I was just like, okay, I need to get this out here in a different kind of way so different people can recognize,
Right.
which then means they read it or that
That's
they
good.
watched the film.
Exactly.
That's what it was for me.
The
That's what it
message then
was.
becomes a movement, is basically what it
Yes,
amounts to. You know what? You
that is
speak to a very valid point. Dr. Norma had shared this with me initially because I'm like you. I wrote that one book and I was like, I'm done. And she's like, no, this is what you'll need for your next book. And I'm like, I'm not, I don't have another book. And she's like, yes, you do. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to argue with this lady. I'm just going to be quiet. Right.
right,
But
right.
the thing is that the knowledge that you have, whatever the story, the knowledge that you have, the wisdom that you can share, what you've overcome and what you've pressed forward and and receive victory on the other end, whatever that is, it's always been there. But it's not until you place it in a vehicle like a book that more people can benefit from the story. It's like all of a sudden you're brilliant. No, my brilliance was there all the time, you all just didn't
All
know
the
it.
time.
Right.
All the
And then in
time.
your case, now it goes, you get the award with the library. Well, the story was there all the time. But now, because you're now award winning, more people are open to hearing what you have to say or experiencing what it is you have to offer, or embracing the movement that you are now undertaking. And then, of course, with you converting it into a docudrama. Now, your docudrama received an award as well. Am I right, Danielle?
Correct. I've received a couple of awards. Actually, they're behind me. So I received recognition for the docudrama. I've had three different awards that I received. I went on tour for a year, and when I got off tour, going on tour to go to different film festivals. When I got off tour, I then received a call from our local media school, which is Ohio Media School. I know they're in a couple of locations, and another stream of income came through, or another leg, if you'd like to say.
Right.
from one book, and I was offered a teaching position. And I
Right.
received that teaching position because I don't have any degrees, at all. And I'm not ashamed to say it because I've done very well for myself without a degree. My background is in HR, and I've been HR manager, everything, and then some. But anyways, I was like, I don't have a degree. And they were like, we're going to take your accolades. Let me tell you, writing a book, I have over 64,000 words in one book. That is a dissertation, my baby.
It most
Okay.
certainly is.
Listen, okay. So when we look at that title of being an author, it is not something that is small as all at all. You've taken the time to write it. You then have taken the time to have it edited. Please, y'all, get it edited.
Please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please,
Yes.
okay.
Okay.
You then have taken the time to then bind it, however, your choice of doing that is, to then get it out there, the marketing and everything. That is not a small thing at all. So that
Mhm.
title of being an author has so
It
much
carries
weight,
it
right?
carries weight. It absolutely
Yes,
does.
it carries weight. And so once I started realizing that, I was just like, oh, okay, we're gonna take advantage of that. Meaning we're gonna take it to the max, baby. Yes, we are. Okay. So that's what I did. And when I began to teach, now these are adults, and I'm just like, okay, great. That's a great thing because me being a survivor of child abuse, I go to schools and I speak to the teachers. Ohio is now mandate. Our teachers are now mandated to report child abuse. When I was a child, they were not
Wasn't the case.
mandated at
Right.
all. So this is a new thing since 2000s. Okay, we think that teachers, just have always no, they were not mandated. Now they are mandated reporters, and so I go to schools to teach them the signs and so forth, what to
That's
look
so
for.
awesome.
And so while doing that, when I think about that, like I said, now teaching at Ohio Media School, I'm like, oh, okay, great. It's adults because I am not ready to talk to children yet. That's just
Right.
my own preference. Hey, know thyself is what I always say. And thyself, Danielle D. Smith, is not ready to talk to children
Adults.
yet.
Grown people
Okay.
only, please. Right.
Listen, because if I feel that a child is going through something, I'm taking them home. And then what's going to happen to me? I'm going to jail. Okay.
Yep.
1 + 1 = 2 every single day.
Every
So
single
I don't put
time.
myself in those positions.
Danielle,
But yes,
your
I'm
story, and I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm
no,
sorry.
you're
Go
fine.
ahead. What I was going to say is your story speaks to the power of taking the first step, which is publishing the book. And many
Yes.
times I hear authors is in just in conversation who may not have gone through. They weren't fortunate enough to have a Joylyn Ross in their life or a Dr. Norman McLaughlin. They winged it. They listened to the voices of other people. They got the book out there, and then they say things like, well, I spent this much money in getting this book done and I've not made a dime, or I
Mhm.
haven't received a return on my investment. And I'll go, well, the book was never supposed to be the key to bring the return on the investment. It's everything else that comes as a result of you publishing the book. But if you don't have people speaking into your life and you're not open to that coaching, you miss the boat. Do you
Right.
do you believe that you would be as far along as you are right now if you did not have a Joylyn Ross in your life?
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. I always speak to mentorship. I have a mentor in different areas of my life. So Joylyn is my life slash book coach.
Yeah.
I then, because I'm in film, I have a film mentor. I then have a business mentor, and Joylyn kind of goes over into the business mentor as
Right.
well, because
Right.
now she partners with me on my next venture. Which, while I was teaching at Ohio Media School, I began to listen to the students, and it was like they were going through struggles and so forth, and I was helping them in different avenues, and it was like they can't even focus on the work that they need to do for me because they need a job. So once I started looking at that and I'm helping them get grants and so forth, the bright idea came to me. AKA God spoke and said, let's take it further. Let's look at these children in a different, or excuse me, these students in a
Students.
different kind of way. A friend came to me and said, God showed me in a dream that you was going to be doing a festival. I said,
I'm
tag not it,
so
baby.
glad you brought that up. I was
Yeah. I
getting
said,
to that because I know
yeah.
everything was progressive for you. So the film festival was
Listen,
born.
big time. And that's where the idea came from while teaching there. So that was what the fourth stream from the book. So you have the book, the film, the movement, okay, and then we have the teaching, all
Right.
from a book. Okay, I became a teacher from being an author, and then that led me to, oh my goodness, if we could teach students at a younger age, middle school, high school, how to get their written work out, how to believe in themselves in the media world, where would they be when they're 20, 30, 40? So I wrote a curriculum for middle and high schoolers that incorporates film, authorship, and photography. And it was putting that together. And I think I'm Oprah's cousin, so I'm always trying to give stuff away, okay? Because everything is a gift for me. It's like, oh, please, please, I'm always wanting to give stuff away.
Right.
And so it was like, okay, after these children, these students put their work together, they do the curriculum, then what? Well,
Right.
okay, so then I had to, well, excuse me, remember my friend that told me that
Yeah.
she saw a dream that I was going to be doing a festival. I had to go back and apologize to her, and I was like, okay, tag, I am it.
Yeah.
All right,
You
let
are
me go
it.
on submit. I am it. So what happened is that the curriculum that I put together for the middle and high schoolers, I said, well, I want them to be able to have their work displayed somewhere. I want people to be able to see their work and congratulate them, and also
Yes.
help develop their craft. So I started a film festival back in 2021, had our first premiere in 2022, and it incorporates, so it's the Columbus Film Author and Photography Festival. We've also added the category of music videos, dance, and this year we added fashion. So I think I'm done adding categories, you guys.
I
Okay,
don't
it's
know.
just
I don't know about
absolutely
that,
ridiculous.
Danielle. I don't know what other category you could add in there, but
I do.
nevertheless, it
I do.
is.
Okay,
You
but we're
already
gonna
know.
try not to. Because I do want to add some more, but I'm like, okay, no, Danielle, just chill, okay? But this is the website. She has it up, and yes, we film, dance, music, fashion, literature, and then photography. I just love the arts, you guys. And so our middle and high school students can submit in those categories as well. But then we also have college students and adults. The reason why I did that is because I wanted the students to see the adults that are doing what they desire to do. I want them all to network together, because where is the power in that? I see this adult that is doing what I want to do, and then
Yeah.
that adult is feeding into me and giving me knowledge that I definitely didn't have, you know what I mean? And so it's bridging that gap. And
Yeah.
that's what's so important. So yeah, so every year we have it in Columbus, Ohio, and the third weekend in October always. And this year we've actually branched out and we will be in Quincy, Illinois as well.
Oh
So I'm
wow.
super excited about that in June. Yes.
And
So
all
one
of
one
this
book,
came from a book.
one book. All
One
of this
book.
came from one book. I wrote one book, told my story, had the brave heart to do it. Okay. And out of that developed this amazing film festival. We took 1 year off, so this year is our third year having it. Listen, I feel like a proud auntie. To date, we have 43 submissions from middle and high school
Oh
students,
wow.
and I
Wow.
absolutely love it. Last year we had a total of 54, so we
Excellent.
are well above, and
Are you,
well ahead of
and
the
that's a
curve.
good question. That's to that point. Are you still accepting submissions?
Yes, we are accepting submissions
Okay.
until August the 4th of this year.
I'm
Yes.
excited.
So
I am so
adults,
excited.
so middle school and on up can submit their work into it. Children, so students, middle and high school students get to submit their work for free. They also get to attend the festival for free as well. But if
Good. That's
you
awesome.
are after high school, you paying, baby.
You
Okay.
paying too. Yes. Yes. So imagine my surprise, because I was familiar with I call it FAP. I was familiar with the festival because, of course, when we met, we talked a lot about the festival, and I knew how things had evolved with you with regards to how the book started. Was the catalyst to begin everything. So imagine my surprise when I pull it up in preparation for your interview, and I go, wait a minute, sis got fashion. I said, what?
Yeah.
Added some more elements to it. But you know what? I'm not surprised, Danielle. I really am not. I really am not, because anyone who's ever been in your presence knows this. You are a true go-getter, and your wheels, it's hard to be in your space and not leave your presence with your wheels turning. That's just how I feel about, my time
Um,
of being in your personal space, because of your personality, the energy you exude, your creativity, your passion for life. It's hard to be in your space and not leave going like, I'm gonna write me a book. Maybe I should write a stage
um,
play. You have that type of aura. And I don't know, maybe it was always there, and Joy Lynn being your initial coach pulling it out of you, or it's because of your association with her and so many others, it evolved into what you have to offer. But I am super excited for what you're creating in what you have created and are created in your area. I just moved. I mentioned this to you. I moved back to the Memphis area. Memphis, I'm in North Mississippi, right outside of the city of Memphis. It's considered the Memphis Mid-South area. And one of the first things I did was look to see if there was a film festival in this
there
area.
is.
And there is.
Yeah.
There is. So I was like, okay, now I'm going to connect with these people and see if they salute or recognize authors in addition to film and that type of thing. But that was one of the first things I did, because I was like, let me see what they
I
got
will
going.
I will say this. So once I discovered this world, because I had no clue, that all I knew about was Sundance. When I
Okay,
first did
yeah,
my film, all I knew about was Sundance Film Festival, and that's just my ignorance, and I'm okay with saying that. Once I found this website, like there are thousands
there
of
are.
festivals everywhere, all over the world. The one thing that I will say that differs with mine is that we have such a broad, category list, as well as incorporating the students with the adults. And like I
Yes.
said, I did that on purpose. All of my speakers, when I have workshops and everything, they know you focus in on these children because they are our now, not our future. They are our
Yeah,
now.
that's good.
And we must speak to them and help them to develop their creativity. They're doing it. They're
Yeah,
doing
they
the work.
are.
Like I said,
And the earlier you get the nurturing and the support and the guidance and
Mhm.
that, the better. Oh my
Exactly,
gosh. Okay,
exactly, and that's
so
the purpose. So
that,
yeah.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So again, you guys, the festival is in October 14th through the 17th. Submissions are still being accepted until August. Now, I don't know what else you could possibly have going on, but just in case, possibly, that there's a small possibility that you've got something going on between now and the festival, what would that be?
So honestly, like I said, we'll be in Quincy, Illinois in June.
Okay.
At the end of the day, we are looking to go into different markets. We're already looking at Johannesburg is one of our other locations. We get submissions from all over the world, and so now I want to be able to take it to them.
I love it.
Make it easier for people. So there are some other locations in the United States that we are looking at as well. But yes, we're going abroad, and that'll be by 2028 for sure. So that is what we're doing, working on getting in these other markets. So yes, so this year will be our first year being in two markets, and I'm super duper excited and
Well,
and, and glad
I
about
can
that.
believe it. I can see you abroad. I can see you in Johannesburg. You were haven't you been to Johannesburg before? Have you been
I
to
have
Joburg?
not.
Okay,
I have
so when
not.
you get ready to go to South Africa, if you don't already have a contact there, let me know, because we have one with us going there in 22 and 23. There's a young man there that will be a great point of contact. So I'm excited for you. I see it
Thank
happening. I see it not only being in other markets here on the state side, but I do see you going to Joburg, no doubt about it. If you said it, it's gonna happen. I really believe
Sure.
that.
It's already in the works.
It's
It's
already,
already
you
in the
just
works.
working out the details, sis. You just
That's
working out the
it.
details. Listen,
Yep.
congratulations on all your success. I'm
Thank
super
you.
proud, thankful to know you. I consider that to be a gift, and we have got to stay in touch. I'm hoping I can come to the festival this year. I'm still kind of working it out with me relocating, but
Hey.
there's some things there's some things I need to make sure are in place before I can do some traveling for the rest of this year.
Understand.
So, but that being said, I want everyone to look up Danielle. Just go to the columbusfabfestival.com. The website is on the screen. If you have a budding artist in your family, in your sphere of influence, at your church, if you know a child under 18, this will be an awesome opportunity for them to get exposure. Register, have them submit their work. they may receive an award, and even if they don't, they're going to be the better for it, because they're going to be in a space that's going to expand their thinking and their horizons and help with their creativity being broadened. Would you agree with that, Danielle?
For sure. Yes, definitely. Definitely.
Well, thank you again, friend, for being a part of my lights, camera, action segment. I believe you added so much
Yes.
value to this entire month's discussion. And for those
Thank
of you
you.
who have been joining, Tuesdays is where we're here, 6 p.m. Central, Tuesday night. I've got two more phenomenal women for this month of March to close out our Women to Watch, our lights, camera, action theme for the month of March. It's Women's History Month. And as we've said before, women are making things happen. And you just met Miss Danielle D. Smith. She's one of the women to watch. Lights, camera, action is her theme. You see, and you've heard it all. Thank you so much for hanging out with me in this space today, ladies and gentlemen. And I hope to see you next week. Same time, same place. Make it a great week.